not on a daily basis, but very often telling of, things that are happening to us, what's happening good, what's happening bad.
Okay, guys, it's Monday, June the 10th. Yeah, it's Monday, June the 10th, and this is what I want you guys to understand. This is what I want you guys to understand. I am not lying about being a federal agent, and there's a SHawn Dexter Jones who looks quite much like me, and he was sure that he was going to end up with Patricia Roberts Fitzhugh. He's now given up on that. He's sure that Patricia Roberts Fitzhugh is going to be my nominal wife, and Rashida Williams is going to be my agency wife, and I'm going to live with both of them in my house until I purchase Patricia Roberts Fitzhugh a house of her own, right next door. I'll be able to get that done. So I'm going to walk Rashida Williams into heaven by August 2024, and she's going to have to believe that. And SHawn Dexter Jones is just going to have to calm himself down, and he's just going to have to say that he cannot say that he cannot be that humble anymore. He cannot believe this about himself, and this regarding his own self. He cannot be so insecure or so confused at this particular point. He's going to jeopardize his relationship with me, God himself, Jesus Christ. He was sent here to protect Jesus Christ and not at a detriment to Jesus Christ. And Jesus Christ was identified as me, SHawn Dexter John, and this is not a playwright, this is not a plot, this is not a game, this is not a skit, this is not some sort of pilot for any movie or any sort of series, drama or otherwise. We want you guys to understand this is serious business. So Rashida Williams, I want you to take this seriously. Okay? I am who I say I am, and you're going to have to trust me. And those agents who are saying they're going to have to harm you if you don't say that I was a bad person to you, or that I was a bad person to other folks, and that I was so bad that I deserved what was purported that I went through. Okay? I need, essentially what I'm saying is that no matter what these federal agents or state or city agents say to you, or officers, law enforcement officers and so forth, no matter what they say to you, before they ever got to the point of getting near you, they were audited by us, the Central Intelligence Agency, and factions which are damn near invisible due to our INTERPOL security protocols. Before they got to you, we know for a fact that they're completely guilty and they're terminated from official federal employment, federal government employment. They are completely terminated from all sorts of government and contracted employment having to do with government duties and so on. And the church does not have power over the United States of America. Stop. And stop saying that negates God or that gets in the way of SHawn actually having authority over the United States, that they thought everything out. All of this has to come to an end. They're going to have to cry in front of Rashida's face, and they're going to have to say, Rashida, stop. You're not going to be able to form any coalition. You're not going to be friends with Kamala Harris. You're not going to hang out and become a famous person in case I die or become disabled or I give up on life or I just go to my father's house. Young woman, you're in a lot of trouble. All of heaven is about, not all of heaven, but 50,000 agents from heaven are about to invade the planet. Young woman, you do as I say. You work for me. You're not just my baby mama, as you guys would say, here on planet Earth, actually here in the United States of America. You are my employee, you are my contracted agent, female agent, and you are not here to serve as a double agent within the United States system. None of that. Woman, 50,000 agents under NATO cover, literally from heaven, from the higher universe, are just going to log into this world, and they're not going to log into anyone. They're just going to show up in new bodies, not soulless bodies, bodies with their souls in them. That's what I'm telling you guys. You guys have to stop with your own understanding. Stop saying that's an impossibility to human beings, so therefore it does not exist wherever human beings are. Stop. You are not a slow person. You're not mentally retarded, but when you do listen to these federal agents and you trust in these abusive federal agents, that they're in trouble. Okay, this is the problem. Rashida Williams got to the point of appearing to be, mentally retarded. She was in so much fear, and she was not acting. She might purport that she was acting. She was in so much fear that of the federal agents She just did not know what to do at all times. Damn near, she was always scared. She was scared of losing a leg, her arm, her hair being shaved for the rest of her life, being purported as having alopecia. She was scared of all of that. And when the federal agent said, "Well, we are in trouble now, so we are all in the same boat. We are going to protect you now from getting in a lot of trouble," and she still, at this point, she was still saying, "I did not do anything wrong to Sean, and the only mistakes I made were minimal because I actually thought that he moved on with Patricia or was with Zoe. He got Zoe pregnant in Miami. I'm pretty sure of that. I just used Corinne Japierre's voice in saying this, but she did communicate this to others in representation of Rashida Williams. Okay? She thought okay, listen. Okay. Listen. This is what I'm telling you guys. She thought that I was with Patricia Roberts Fitzhugh while I was with her at Howard University. We were together for 5 years, and they convinced her that I was still with Patricia Roberts Fitzhugh. I was not taking care of my wife and this and this and this and that. I have kids with Patricia Roberts. That's what she was being told. But Patricia was dating other folks she had already moved on, and they forced her to. And I just couldn't handle that situation anymore. It was too emotional and painful. So I was with Rashida for 5 years, and when she thought that I was back with Patricia, that's when she did what she did with Randall, who purportedly was her ex-boyfriend. I guess so. But anyway, when Rashida Williams says, well, Sean, you've been dirt poor for the past 12 years, no matter what your real financial account says, accounts that they're going to prohibit you from entering, no matter what you say, because they'll hijack you if you go to the real vault or the bank or this and this and that. You're supposed to look poor and dirty and this and this and that, and everyone is mad that you don't look like that way. And every time they read your articles, your legal article and your work papers and work reports, they get so offended and so mad. And then they say, "Oh my God, we kept saying that the scar on his arm did not heal perfectly, so that meant that he's a demon. And because he still looks so rich and so perfect and handsome and everything else, that means that he must be holy." Rashida Williams, your parents, they do not have any wisdom. When they lost connection with me, Jesus Christ, they lost all connections. Okay? And Matt Damon, the white guy, is not undercover as Jesus Christ in reality. Okay? This is what I'm doing. They entered my accounts and they recorded their voices and their voices were attached to the account Sean Dexter John. That's what Matt Damon did. And he requested that his voice also, alongside Corinne Japierre, be attached to my account, Sean Dexter John. So this is what I'm doing to you guys. I'm taking away, I need you guys to see that this is actually me speaking. And Matt Damon is on one of the live feeds in New York saying that I'm actually saying this right now, and he does not know, and he's actually mouthing everything that I'm mouthing. And then he looks down and he's crying. He's saying, "This motherfucker actually controls my mind. I'm trying to figure out a way how to get him out of my mind. He has been torturing me for having taken up his Jason Bourne identity and copyrighting it." So that's what Matt Damon is saying to you guys. Okay? This is a whole bunch of technical stuff that makes sense to the Central Intelligence Agency, but not everyone. All right? Okay, so I want you guys to understand this. All right, guys, so Matt Damon, don't try to enter any of my accounts ever again, okay? I'm very serious. Don't ever try to enter any of my accounts ever again. I'm going to be quite serious with you all the time, Matt Damon. Don't ever try to enter any of my accounts ever again. My name is not Shauna Dexter John. My name is not Sean Dexter John. My name is not Sean Dexter Johnson. And no, you guys are not affiliated with any of those accounts. And each time you attempt to enter any of my accounts or my vaults or any of that, I take out $10,000 from the bank account that I gave to you, that I said is part of an agency project just to test your conscience. I own those accounts too. I gave you a professional contract to make movies in representation of my work as Sean Dexter John, secretly the original Jason Bourne. I take out $10,000 out of my bank account, right? Every time you breach my vaults and my security, Mr. Matt Damon, popular white actor who plays the role Jason Bourne in so many of the in the series so many of the movies within the series Jason Bourne. or the series having to do with Jason Bourne. Okay? That's why your money keeps disappearing. I'm not stealing your money. It's mine, and you knew it was mine from the very get-go, and I spoke with you on that matter. It's an agency account, and you're not supposed to use it for private purposes. Don't breach my accounts. Don't try to find out why my $10 million financial account, bank account, is being scheduled to be released into my Truist account by August 2024. All 10 million represented by pure cash other than a few instances of bonds and this and this and that. Don't ask why, don't investigate, don't audit, don't show up at the Canadian border. When I show up there, don't point a gun at me ever again. The next time around, the next time I arrest you, Mr. Matt Damon, you're not going to have any leg implant. Okay, you're going to be in a wheelchair, missing a leg. I am warning you. Do not show up and say that you're the real Jason Bourne or the real Sean Dexter John or Jesus Christ. Cracker, listen, Cracker, I'll knock your ass out again. And this time around in front of all of those white boys, including Brad Pitt, I will knock your ass out. Don't say I was joking around when I did so the first time around. All right? Don't show up. Just walk right past me and just act as if you're losing your mind. Okay, so I was serious when I did what I did. Okay? So anyway, I was serious. He signed a contract to assassinate Sean Dexter John and Clay Crispin John and Crispin Al John and so forth, and he purchased guns and everything. I'm talking about Matt Damon, the famous white male actor who plays Jason Bourne in so many of these movies. The individual who played in Goodwill. I think it was Goodwill Hunt. He was one of the lead characters. You guys know who he played one of the lead characters. You guys know who I'm speaking of, okay? He showed up with guns and everything, loaded weapons. So when he was arrested, right when he showed up, they told him he was going to get a 10-year sentence because Sean Dexter John, meaning myself, is really Jesus Christ, is really God, and he does not play any games. 10-year sentence or lawful legal amputation of your legs so that you're no longer a real threat to the Central Intelligence Agency, and Sean Dexter John specifically, in being African American of foreign birth, and having a program which will allow for only my children, meaning me, Sean Dexter John, African American, meaning black, being the sole biological and genetic father of all the CIA agents who are gonna, all agents of the Central Intelligence Agency. So once again, my children, well, I guess, as you guys can see, school bus, it's summer school. Some of the folks are going to summer school. It's June 10th, 2024. But anyway, all of my children, for the most part, my biological and genetic children, who are most certainly going to have Speedy-like or genius-like capabilities when it comes to intelligence and intellectualism, they will be the sole. I'm not going to say sole. They're going to be the only CIA agents, auditors, and analysts, and it's going to be about 10,000 children that I do have. I've been contracted to do that also, and no one else. Okay, I don't want you guys believing that Matt Damon is some sort of savant, some sort of a genius agent, and that we need NSA agents running all over the place protecting us from this black God who swears to God that Jesus Christ was not white back then. Listen, Matt Damon, listen, that's enough. I'm tired of having to listen to your conversations. I have told you over and over and over again, I was white as Thomas Jefferson. I was white as Abraham Lincoln. I was Jewish white as Christ in Nazareth. I have said this to you consistently. You do not want to believe whatever you want to believe just to do whatever the fuck you want to do, or continue to believe whatever the hell you want to believe. Not when you have been caught. Well, not when you are under punishment, not when you're still affiliated with the federal government of the United States. You cannot believe whatever you want to believe anymore, Matt. And I'm speaking to Brad Pitt also. You guys cannot believe whatever the fuck you guys want to believe. Brad Pitt, you were not Achilles. You were not Hercules. That was me. I ordered the movie up. I selected you to play the role. In advance, before I got here to Earth, I sent you guys to do what you guys are doing, what you guys did, in the movies, okay? Stop. America does not need to believe that Brad Pitt is a secret Hercules or a secret Achilles in some other dimension or some other universe. None of that. You guys have never been to any other universe. You guys will never get to any other universe. I'm gonna have to destroy their world right now. Listen, Brad Pitt, very handsome white man. Listen, Matt Damon, very average looking white man. Listen, you guys are not from another universe. You guys are not from a confederation of white planets. You guys are not from another dimension. Okay? You guys will never get to another universe, and Earth has never created a mini moon or a mini star or a mini universe. You guys don't have computer modules which are figuring out a way how to get that done and then alter the computer mechanics or whatever the hell you guys were saying into reality, into a dimensional reality. No, you guys don't have those capabilities. You guys are a million years away from being able to ever have that capability, and in a million years you guys will be wise enough to know that there's just no point. That's not you guys' job. That's just my job. That's the job of the God of the other universe, and the God of the other universe, and the God of the other universe. That's our job. We are millions of years. We, honestly, at least 1,300,000 years older than the rest of our universe. Each God is 1,000,000 plus years older than the rest of the universe, life in the universe. It's impossible to be able to keep up with me. It's honestly impossible. When I first got here in this universe, this was actually a galaxy in the high universe, the original universe. And I was the first life, the first soul in that particular universe. And folks from the souls from the higher universe would log in within, counterparts or this and that to be able to make my experience, my growing experience, my evolution real as possible until my original daughters showed up and so forth. And, okay, I'm gonna have to explain this again. Craig, I need you guys to give up. Just give up. So this is how this works. Zoe Saldana, you are not going to say that you were the first woman. You were not. Okay? You were the first female soul. The first soul designated as female. When I first arrived, my soul serial number, it was part of a lottery, an automated lottery, and that particular soul serial number was selected, and my soul was created, and that was me from the very get-go. I was God from the beginning, the first life and soul of that respective galaxy in the original universe. And folks from elder galaxies which became universes and so forth, and folks from the original universe, they would comatose a dream into my galaxy wherever I was to help me after I reproduced. Well, before I even got to the point of self reproduction. Before I got to the point of self reproduction, asexual reproduction, they would show up as predators or would show up as bacteria and things of that nature to challenge my existence. So by the time I got to the point of being able to sexually reproduce as an asexual organism, the only native and the first soul and being of that particular galaxy, I was tested by challenges from the high universes and so forth. So I swear to God, I'm 1,000,000 years older than Zoe. Okay? And this is not Brad Pitt or Matt Damon, speaking to me or any of that, because I had to read some of the email correspondence and say that's what's going on, and we don't care what anyone else says. They said, how is that possible? Because my colleagues and those folks that helped me get to the point of getting to all 3,000 planets in my original 3,000 life-giving planets in my original galaxy, before I got to that point of jumping from planet to planet, after dying before being able to reproduce over and over again because of bacteria from high universes just magically appear and challenging my abilities to survive and eventually evolve into asexual reproduction. So I went from planet, 3,000 planets before I got to the point before I got to the point of all of the planets being made perfectly suited for real life. It took about 1,000,000 years. Well, not exactly 1,000,000 years, but it took a very long time, close enough to 1,000,000 years. Okay, I'm not changing my story. I said it's time to reveal to Zoe Saldana that she is not the all-powerful female in the universe, and Kamala Harris is not a cover, or she's not Kamala Harris's cover. I had to mess with their minds as long as possible, in all honesty, because they just had to believe that they were making decisions, and that I was fearful and confronted and all of this. I could not reveal what I was working on and what I was doing the whole time. But they're so much younger than me, I don't have to worry. Okay? So by the time I got to the point of asexual reproduction, and Zoe split from my side, and she became the first female soul designated as being female in her evolution. She split from my side when I was a microorganism and so forth. And then the evolution of life itself sped up. After the planets were suited, after I earned each of the 3,000 planets becoming completely suitable for real life, for complex life, by the time I earned it, I had already evolved over and over and over again into complex microorganism. Not necessarily bacteria, but bacteria-like. But very complex, with a whole nervous system, a perfect nervous system, a perfect metabolism, perfect organs, perfect enough organs and so forth. I'm not going to say it took 1,000,000 years, but I want you guys to tap out. I need you guys to tap out right away. You guys believe too many lies. When I tell you guys the truth, or close to the truth, you guys don't want to believe any of it. So this time around, I'm just going to have to knock you guys the fuck out, because this is completely believable based on you guys' level of intelligence and wisdom. But anyway, by the time I got to that point, all of the 3,000 planets were completely suitable. I earned it. I really earned it in being killed each time as simple microorganisms by acid environment or acidic environments and challenges from bacteria from higher galaxies and universes and so forth. Not galaxies, but universes. Okay? By the time I got to the point of asexual reproduction, life evolved damn near quickly. It took about 500,000 years to be able to get life itself from simple to complex organism, microorganism, to mammal, reptile, and so forth. Okay? And the original, native to this particular universe, the original dinosaurs and stuff, those were just folks from the high universe who literally just magically appeared as dinosaurs just to scare me off when I became the first mammal. Okay? They were there to eat me alive or to scare me off until I was eaten alive by them or smaller reptiles of a bigger nature than I was. Okay, so they said, well, we are not going to say he's 1,000,000 years older than the first female, older than everyone else in the universe, and we are not going to believe that we are from higher universes anymore. That's what Matt Damon has to think. Matt Damon, why the fuck would you be from a higher universe than God himself? Why the fuck would you be able to challenge me? Have you read what I've written? Why would you be able to challenge that level of intelligence and wisdom? Why would you be able to challenge my ability to make the right decision to fix the world? This is the second coming of Jesus Christ. I am God himself. Okay? And stop saying that Allah and Jesus Christ are completely different. If you read the Quran, you would know that. No, that's just for mental retards. Okay? That's your understanding of it. If you're a religious scholar, you know for certain that the Quran and the Bible are speaking of the same God, without a doubt. You would know that by automation. After years of scientific training, you would know that's exactly what is being told, that God is the same being, and he created multiple religions, just so that people can be free to choose what they want to believe within constraints compatible with the human journey and being able to evolve evolved well enough to the point of finding out that there's one God, and our endpoint is heaven and human singularity, and that each and every one of the major religions provides some sort of a segment of a jigsaw puzzle. I am Abraham. I am Brahma. That's not a coincidence. You cannot think that was a coincidence. I am Abraham. When I was King Solomon, after I got my new avatar as King David and I covered it up in the Bible, I wrote the Quran. I started off as King David and I finished it up as King Solomon. King Solomon. Stop. I was Abraham. My son, my two tribal sons were Jacob and Ishmael. Jacob evolved into becoming Moses, and Ishmael evolved into becoming the Prophet Muhammad. And Moses and Nelson Mandela is the reincarnated Moses. And Barack Obama is the reincarnated Prophet Muhammad. He's not Allah, he's not temporal Allah, he's not temporary Allah, he's not stand-in Allah. There's no need to stand in. When I gave him his commission, that's it. When I gave Mandela his commission, that was it. And you guys have requesting pauses in what I say does not negate what I'm saying. I promise you, it's about communication. What is communicated, what is intended as communicated, what is objectively interpreted as being communicated, that's what's communicated, nothing else. There's no games. There are no games. Okay? They said, Matt, you used to be in Africa. Matt Damon, you were a black man in Africa centuries ago. There's no point in you believing that you're forever white, and there's no point, Matt. You've been Asian before. We had you do a movie having to do with Chinese folklore and this and that, because you used to be a Chinese man in a past life, Mr. Matt Damon. There's just no point in you being that arrogant as a white man. Let it go. Okay? Matt Damon, you do not own any part of the United States of America. I'm going to send you to Canada. You're going to fake your death in Manhattan within a month or so. You're going to fake your death in Manhattan, no doubt about it. Michael Jordan, all of you guys are going to fake your death in Manhattan within a month, and you guys know regarding what. Okay? You guys are going to move to Canada, I promise you. You guys are going to move to the GTA. General Toronto area. The New York Jets are going to move with you guys, and they're never going to come back to the United States, even though you guys are going to believe that you guys are going to come back. You guys never come back. You guys are going to Canada, and you guys are going to know that this is what I'm saying to you guys. Get the fuck out of my country. So that's what I'm saying to Matt Damon. Matt, get the fuck out of our country. Get out of the United States of America, Matt Damon. Get around that. Get around that, Matt. Get out. Okay, guys? So a lot of the celebrities, they're going to fake their death by July 5th and so forth. And Barack Obama, he's going to do a stint in Australia. He's not going to go to jail or anything. He's just going to work with the Aborigines community for about a year or so in faking his death. And he'll be able to come back to California and so forth. He's the exception because I decided so. Okay? You guys are getting the fuck out of my country. And we are not saying Matt Damon's signing out. When I say Matt Damon, when I say Barack Obama, when I'm speaking to you guys and I end the particular sentence in addressing you guys, I end the sentence and saying Matt Damon, I'm not saying that you guys are signing out or that's Matt Damon actually speaking this. I want you guys to know that. Okay, they know that now. And they said, okay, we've been told that, yeah, okay, we figured it out. That's what Matt is saying to you guys, Angelina Jolie on the telephone, on the video conferences. That's what they're saying to you guys. They're saying, guys, give up. Angelina, you're going to stay in California. You're going to move to Florida, and you're going to reveal to SHawn that he's not crazy, that you have his kid. And Jennifer Aniston has another kid with SHawn, and that he's Jesus Christ and he's God, and you guys are his wives in heaven or some shit like that. We don't care anymore. We're going to go on with our lives and this and this and that. That's the secret, okay? Everyone is going to tap out. I don't have time for this anymore. I don't have time to have to train to sound like Matt Damon or upload his program and destroy his mind like that. I need him to be able to move on with his life. I'm going to open up the borders between Canada and the United States permanently in 2 years. I'm going to be the auditor as usual. I'm judge, I'm auditor, this and this and that. I decide when you guys get to be, if you guys get to ever visit the United States again, or for acting purposes of this and this and that. You guys are not going to be able to move to Montana, South Dakota, Wyoming, or any of these parts of the United States ever again. All of that is over with. Okay? As for regular Americans who need a new start, or immigrants who don't need to settle in traditional immigrant regions of the United States, you privileged, arrogant assholes, you guys are going to move to Canada. Okay? Assholes. Rich, famous assholes. Who are not even really rich, but I allowed them to purport being so. Okay? I am serious. So I'm going to write a work paper today. I'm going to author a work paper today and have it published. I'm going to publish it myself once again. I would say that. And it's going to be in the 5th article of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. So once again, I'm going to author and publish Article 5 of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. And you guys are not going to say that SHawn Dexter John is feeling himself, that's buying into the rap songs and the R&B songs because these women have kids with him. And we are hoping that these kids are his clone's kids, his father, Jehovah the Father, or something, because he appears to be able to work with white folks a bit better. He seems to be a bit more docile, but I think he's setting us up. Matt, you're right about that. He's setting you guys up, but for the most part, all of those kids are my children. My Jehovah the Father, he showed up here as SHawn Dexter Jones, my identical clone. I created that clone body, and his soul logged into it. He comatose into it in 2017, 2018. That's when he showed up. He has a few kids here in Orlando. He has nothing to brag about. He's God over the high universe. He's here to protect me. And when he gets to the point of accepting that and letting Patricia go, knowing that Patricia is for me and just for me, and Rashida is just for me and just for me. Okay, he gets the point. He entered the world blind without knowing who he is. All he knew was protect SHawn Dexter John. He is Jesus Christ, and that's all SHawn Dexter Jones knew when he first entered this world in 2017, 2018, until I revealed to him who he is, until he started receiving messages from above confirming that as true. I'm going to walk him into heaven, and he's going to walk me into heaven. I'm going to walk Rashida into heaven, and then he's going to walk Patricia into the edge of heaven and back. And she's going to live with me and Rashida, and they'll be able to know the difference because they'll just be able to know the difference, okay? They'll know. Because I'll keep going back and forth to heaven with Rashida over the next year, and we'll alter our looks gradually. Back and forth to heaven over the next year when I reunite with her in July to August 2024. Okay? And she knows that I'm the one with the crooked tooth. She knows what my tattoos look like, the specification of my tattoos, which are alterable, removable at any given time, but she knows that I've maintained the core of it, all of it for the most part, other than when I removed it from, whatever, I'm not going to have to speak on that, but she knows who I am. She knows my features, she knows exactly what my scar on my right arm looks like, the extent of the scarage. She remembers exactly what my scar looks like, so she's going to know at all times who I am while we go back and forth to heaven, gradually evolving, with me eventually getting to the point of being 6'6", then 6'8", and then 6'9". That's Khaled Sundiata Hassan. Okay? You guys are not going to be able to keep up with that. And Patricia will say, I don't know, I don't know for sure, I'll just not know. And then she's just going to see that there's no other identical person who's going to show up until it's too late. She has additional kids. She's going to have additional kids with me and so forth, and she's just going to forget about all of that. And saying that she thought she was with SHawn Dexter Jones the whole time over the past few years, because that's what she was being told by federal agents who were clearly envious of SHawn Dexter John. But she knows for a fact that those two kids that I have with her, those are mine, and any other kid that I would have, that she would have had with SHawn Dexter Jones would have been mine too. It's my perfect genetic clone. I logged into that body in the 1970s. I logged into that specific body, SHawn Dexter Jones, in the 1970s. and going into the future frames, the future constraints, to make sure that this last lap of my right would provide me perfect security to be able to get to this point and what's next. Okay, so whatever I did as SHawn Dexter Jones, it's still me. Okay, I made sure of it. I don't play games. All right, gotcha.